Alright, children, now this is the heading of plant breeding. I was just setting it up. Um, First of all, you should understand what is plant breeding. So, this is the strategy which is followed to for the crop improvement purpose. We are trying to improve the nutritional content, the quality, the texture, the phenotype, appearance, and all the traits which are desired by us. We want all these characters to be there in the crop, and if we are going on with any such strategy which can improve the crop as per our requirements, the strategy would be known as plant breeding, right? Breeding for better offsprings. Okay, improvement of crop leading to the formation of healthier and those offsprings with desired characters. Steps of plant breeding, a very important question. Rather, I would say the headings that I have written here, if you can learn them out, this will solve all your problem. Let me tell you, heading and explanation format is followed here, and basically the headings are important, the explanation goes formality. So if you explain each and every point in 2 lines fulfilling the formality, you are going to get full marks in this. But the headings are important, so just learn them up anyhow and in the sequence, right? When we are supposed to do plant breeding, what are we going to do? The first thing, I will be explaining you all the steps sequentially. So the first one here is collection of germplasm. So here the germplasm, we are referring to the genetic content or the genetic resource that we are going to collect. Obviously we are not going to extract the DNA out of a plant here, right? What we are seeing, we are having a field, and we are seeing that the crop is there, fully ripened crop is there. Then we collect all the varieties. Some plants would be taller, some would be smaller. One plant would be having more number of grains, the other would be having lesser number of grains. Another one would be having the improved flavor, right? Another one would have a very good appearance of the grain. So depending upon the color of the grain, the smell, the flavor of the grain. So what I'm trying to say is, in the same field only you will be finding so many varieties of the same plant species with respect to their phenotype. They appear different. There is a variation, that you call it genetic diversity. Even though you are belonging to the same population, same species, then also you are having variation among you, right? In that case, we collect all the germplasm that we have. That means we collect all the plants with the seeds all together. And then a second point comes as evaluation of the germplasm. Now we are going to sort out on the basis of variation. We have just seen, okay, the seed is round and healthy. Now we keep a bundle of such seeds at one side. Another one is, oh, the seed is smelling very nice, it is having a very good aroma, so you'll keep it separately. Another one is having a very good color, right? One plant is having more number of grains when compared to the other one having lesser number of grains. So you are sorting them up, and then what are you going to do? You have evaluated that, okay, these are the bundles having a particular character, and then what is done? Selection of parent. Now you have to decide, what do you want? You want to hybridize, you want to fuse the gametes of two different characters. So you are going to decide, okay, let us take one character as aroma and the other character as number of grains. So you would be selecting those parents only which are having these traits. And what are you going to do? You are going to hybridize them. Children, hybridization sometimes occur naturally too, but here, since this strategy is actually under the controlled condition, manual interference is there, so here we are going to do artificial hybridization. You also call it cross hybridization. I believe that you people must be knowing bagging, emasculation and bagging. Emasculation is the female plant is actually made devoid of all the stamens. All the stamens are removed by the forceps artificially, and then the stigma is introduced with the pollen of desired trait and bagged up. Why do you bag up? So that the stigma does not have any contamination with any external pollen, unwanted pollen. This is hybridization. After hybridization, what is done? We go for the plant will be producing seeds later on, and then the seeds will be, what are you going to do? You are going to cultivate this plant, these seeds, right? Suppose you have taken 10 plants, you have done artificial hybridization over it, then the seeds which will be coming out of these plants only, you are going to cultivate them. And though in smaller amounts, obviously initially you won't be having so large sample that you are using it on the field. So what are you going to do? You will be cultivating it in a very small area, maybe in the laboratory. But what are you trying to do? You are trying to produce the superior recombinants. So once you have cultivated that small sample, and then you are watching, continuously observing that, okay, now let us see after hybridization what kind of seeds are being produced over the plant, right? Once you have seen the result, the outcome, then you realize that, okay, are the desired contents present in the plant? If you find them there, you select. All must not be having the same desired character, so you have to filter, right? What are you going to do? It's just like, see, suppose you have taken a character of small fruit size and larger fruit size, right? You have made a cross between, because you want all the fruits to be of larger size. So in first attempt, first filial generation, after first cross, whatever offsprings are there, they might be heterozygous. So some individuals would be having large fruit, some individuals would be having small fruit. In that case, you have to exempt those smaller ones, and you have to again reselect the larger ones to follow the continuous process of mating, so that you are allowing the cultivation for 2 to 3 generations, right? Every time you are selecting the desired content, and you are making a cross between these two desired traits. So ultimately, beginning with the heterozygosity, there will be a stage after 2-3 generations that you are going to observe all the large sized fruit only in your testing, right? This is the stage where you have obtained homozygosity in the offspring, and this is your recombinant. This is how you have tested for recombinant, but then your testing doesn't matter here. This testing is actually supposed to be approved by the Variety Release Committee, which is actually a subdivision of ICAR, Indian Council for Agricultural Research, right? Once they see that, okay, the recombinants are there, but they have their testing, their own procedures of testing, what do? They will check your new recombinant. They will cultivate it for say 2 to 3 years in different climatic conditions to see the range, whether the crop cultivar, now cultivar is the recombinant improved variety that you have generated after hybridization, right? This is a new variety and improved variety, you name it as cultivar. So ICAR is going to check whether these cultivars are going to be cultivated in a single type of climate, or they can have a range of climatic variations all across the country. And after the testing, they basically approve the recombinant, and lastly, once it is approved, lastly the farmer, the one who has developed these varieties, that person gives a proposal of releasing the variety at the commercial level, so that this variety is available to all the farmers in the market. Right, children? So all these headings, you start with collection of germplasm, that then evaluation of the characters that you are going to select for hybridization, then selection of the parents is done, hybridization is followed by emasculation and bagging, and then whatever offspring you have got in the form of seeds, right? These seeds are basically tested for the confirmation of superiority, whether they have recombined in a superior manner or not. So you have to sort out those who are actually successful recombinants, and then you have to get it approved by the selection and testing committee of ICAR, and ultimately it is released in the market at commercial level. Right, children? All these headings are very, very important, so just take care and you have to learn them. I just have to conclude this video with one point, that the first point is collection of germplasm, where you are trying to see the variation in the individuals of same species, and if you are not finding those variations, you can induce those variations by mutation breeding. You can induce the seed to an artificial mutagen, so that the genetic alterations can take place, and then you just observe whether the plant is actually showing you the difference in the characters or not. Right, children? So just take care of these points, and we will be proceeding further with the next video. Thank you.